What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Wheaties World. Are you tired of getting smoked in Warzone constantly and trying to up your game? Well, just like your old lady telling you 3 inches is enough, I got you. I started thinking about pros dropping 20s and 30s and non-pros and what makes the difference, right? Most people, I feel like, think it's YY and slide canceling and movement builds, when I believe it really comes down to it. It's more about holding headies, jump spots, and just hitting your shots. Hit your shot. So I want to dive into those 3 areas with y'all and kind of break it down through my eyes and hopefully teach you something that you didn't know before, even though it may seem like basic stuff. So let's talk about playing smart, not just running around like a chicken with your head cut off. I feel like I did that for the first few times that I played this map. I don't know why. Always running around, not really knowing where I'm going. I just wanted to push everybody and wipe everybody like all the pros do. Understanding head glitches and holding angles can really take you to sweat almost just by itself. Let me explain. What is an angle? Okay, so basically holding a position, allowing you to see an enemy while exposing as little as possible of your body, right? Think about holding a doorway or peeking around a corner, using a corner strategically. Let's talk about head glitches here. This is one of my favorites. I feel like it's underutilized the most in Warzone. And when you do have a head glitch, it causes other people to panic because your head is such a small target to hit that they try to run around or they push you, and that's your chance to beam them. Notice how I'm using the top part of this building. Most people go ahead and jump over, but I like to just to sit here, and I get this knock because of it. And most people don't realize you can shoot over it just because it's a hard angle though. They want to get a little bit of clearer picture, and all you gotta do is stay there. You'll get your angle, you'll get your knock, you can get your full. My body is completely protected. This forces the enemy to either make a risky push or try to hit such a small target, which is really hard to do unless you're pro level, in which case, you know, you're probably screwed anyways. But if they're not, let's say they get a lucky shot or something, just drop down real quick. They're gonna panic. They're gonna either push or try to go for cover. You pop right back up and you beam them again. Practice identifying these spots or pull up when I'm streaming. I constantly use them, or any streamer that you want to watch. A bunch of those guys use those spots and these headies and these jump glitches almost consistently to eliminate the enemy. Remember, angles and headies is more about map knowledge and positioning. The more you play, the more you instinctively know how to go to these places and to look for where the enemy team is coming. Jump into jump spots, pun intended. These are usually unexpected jump ups that can help you surprise the enemy or access positions so that you can get a different angle on them. Verdansk and Rebirth maps are just full of these opportunities where you can hold these angles and get up behind, surprise people. Think about using manling in combination, or I'm not sure if you've seen it where people dive and then pull their parachute. This is going to get you more momentum, like here. This jump spot here on Grandma's is a classic, and it's one of my favorites. Manling up here and then jumping in through the window gives you a perfect view to watch people panic and crap themselves. The key to jump ups is experimenting when no one's around. When you're hop into plunder, or when you're in a pre-game lobby, you know the countdown's going, go over to this one spot here on Grandma's and just jump it a couple times. See if you get it on first try, or maybe it takes you a few, but after you do it consistently enough, it'll be no problem. The more comfortable you are with these movements, the more you'll be able to incorporate them into your gameplay. It will help you be unpredictable. Utilizing jump spots effectively can turn any fight and make you a much harder target to track. Surprise is a powerful weapon in Warzone. Let's talk about accuracy. Accuracy in Warzone is a combination of a lot of things, and there's so many different videos you can find out there that talk about this. I just want to hit on it because I really do think it is one of the top 3 things that you need to learn to be better at Warzone. The main things are understanding recoil patterns, mastering different aiming techniques, and making smart weapon choices. So how you build the weapons, right? Every gun in Warzone has a unique recoil pattern. Learning to compensate for that upward and sometimes horizontal movement is crucial. Practice in the firing range. This is a #1 thing. When you're loading into a game or you got a second, go over, shoot the wall, look at the recoil pattern, and then compensate for it. Whatever, if it goes up and to the left, you want to pull down and to the right. I know you've heard it before, but it really is as simple as pulling down on your right stick or your mouse while you're firing. Hipfire is a little different for me. I've struggled with it since the game came out, and I'm not really sure why. I think because as soon as I see someone, I want to ADS to get the first shots, but that's something I had to unlearn. But you can load into like multiplayer or plunder or whatever you have access to and run around and just try to utilize hip firing without ADSing, getting really close up with people, and that's tend to help me the most for hip firing. It's not a hard thing to learn. It's because I had to unlearn a bad habit. All right, let's talk about sensitivities. People come in all the time and asking me for my settings. I don't mind giving you my settings, but I think it's very, very important for you to understand. Just like your dead zone is specific to your controller, I could buy two exactly same controllers, but they'll have completely different dead zones. Just as we are different, you and me, you're gonna have different controller settings. So you're gonna have to find what works for you. It's good to set a base, find what is typical, 1.5, 1.6 as far as sensitivity settings go. Find out what your dead zone is and then start tinkering with it. I have found where my current settings are up to 20, 30, 40 meters, I do really well with. Outside of that 50 meters, and when I start to get in long range snipers, ARs with scopes on them and stuff like that, I can start to miss shots. So I've started to fine tune those and tweak those in to what helps me the best. What I'm saying is you're gonna have to sit down with it. If you can, load into a multiplayer with some bots and see what is messing up the most for you. Maybe it's closer up. Maybe your sensitivity is too high and you need to turn it down. Maybe it's too low and you need to turn it up. But just spend an hour or so booting into a game and just testing those things and see what works best for you. Remember, constant practice is probably going to be the key and the best thing you can do. Before every game, I load into either firing range, and if I have enough time, I'll go into multiplayer private lobby with some bots just to fine tune and figure out what works best for me. I've also found going into multiplayer private lobby, turning on some bots and turning off my aim assist will really, once I've found those settings that I've liked, have really helped me dial in and get used to my controller without aim assist. Trust me, try it once and you'll be amazed. All right, Tuts, all these things may seem basic, but it really is just practicing the basics that get me and people better than me at the skill level it is. It's not all skill. If you think about it, with any sport you've practiced, it's practicing the same things over and over and over. Every movie or TV show, or even if you've been to camp on sports or in high school when you played whatever sports, it's always the fundamentals that you practice over and over and over and over. So what I'm trying to say is don't make it overcomplicated. Try to figure out what works best for you. If you're more of an up-close person, then controller and up-close builds work great for you. If you're more of a stay in one area and snipe a lot, maybe mouse and keyboard might work for you. I'm willing to bet though, when you're loading into a game and you've gotten your controller comfortable where you like it and you start practicing these headies and cover, utilizing cover and anticipating where the enemy's coming from and jump spots, you're going to take your whole gameplay to a completely different level. Maybe you won't be dropping 20, 30s, and 40 bombs, but you'll be taking the first step that will be taking you there. If you found this video helpful, would you mind smacking the like button? Subscribe for more. Let me know in the comments which tips you'll be working on or the ones that you found the most helpful. If you think this will help your other friends or your boys you run with, go ahead and send them the video. Have them tell me what they thought was helpful and what you would like me to break down next. Until later, guys. Appreciate you.